4 current and former Louisville officers are facing federal charges in connection with the fatal police shooting of Breonna Taylor, including excessive force, falsifying information on the search warrant that led to the killing and staging a cover-up, Attorney General Merrick Garland announced. Kelly Goodlett, Jaynes and Kyle Meany are accused of falsifying information on a search warrant before and after Taylor, 26, was killed in March 2020, sparking a wave of racial justice protests across the country. Brett Hankison is charged with 2 counts of deprivation of rights under color of law. Hankinson and Jaynes were fired from the Louisville Metropolitan Police Department earlier, after being accused of wrongdoing related to Taylor's death, though Jaynes is suing to get his job back. A Louisville police spokesperson said in a statement that Chief Erika Shields began termination procedures for Meany and Goodlett on Thursday. The counts announced Thursday are the first federal charges brought against any of the officers stemming from the raid. At a news conference at Justice Department headquarters in downtown Washington, Garland said that the officers not only violated Taylor's Fourth Amendment rights but also knew the allegations listed in the indictments would lead to a dangerous situation, one that resulted in Ms. Taylor's death. Breonna Taylor should still be alive, Garland said at a news conference. Taylor, a black emergency room technician, was killed early on March 13, 2020, when plainclothes police officers burst into her apartment to carry out a search warrant and a drug probe. While the officers knocked, there is disagreement about whether they identify themselves as police. Kenneth Walker, Taylor's boyfriend, fired a shot with his legally owned gun, striking an officer in the leg. He later said he did not realize the people who had entered the apartment were law enforcement officers. Several officers shot back, killing Taylor. Louisville police later fired Det. Myles Cosgrove, who the FBI determined fired the fatal shot, and Hankison, who fired 10 shots that did not hit Taylor. State officials did not charge anyone in Taylor's death. The first federal indictment unsealed Thursday charges Jaynes, 40, a former detective, and Meany, 35, a sergeant, with federal civil rights and obstruction offenses for their roles in preparing and approving the search warrant affidavit that contained false information and led to the raid.